Hey guys, Julie the Oracle here. Okay, so with this reading, I decided to do advice from your archangels. I found a nifty little spread and I would like to use it. Haven't done an advice one in a while, so I thought, why not? And I have a few oracle cards that I'm going to add on. Not like we could never have enough advice, right? Let me take a sip of water here. So, please take what resonates and leave the rest. I guess we shall start. I'm going to start in the center because this is, I was going to. Maybe I'll save it for last. I just want to save it for last, but we'll go around it. I didn't have room to do the whole spread because I just don't, my video's not up high enough to like get an entire spread, so I had to kind of condense it down. But there's a center card and these go around it, but I kind of squished them out to the side so that you could see better. So the first one is Archangel Michael, and he has advice about your life purpose. I can tell you right now, he's telling you to be the leader of your own life, and you're like, okay, I know that, but, but he may also be telling you to be a leader. And I don't think that it's intended to be like a dignitary. Like, I don't know if you're going to be president of the United States. You could be. Who knows? If I have a future leader of America somewhere in here watching me, that would be fantastic. Or even if you were going to step up and help make laws or, be a world leader, who knows? He's holding a world, he's holding a world in his hand, this little ghosty, and he's got a crown on. I'm not saying that you're going to be a king or a queen, but you never know. I think that it's a big thing about, you need your life purpose. I think your life purpose will depend on you having those leadership skills. So I've asked, the archangels to kind of step in and help me pull cards. I was like, and I kind of named them off one by one and had them pull the card that represents them. And then I've asked them to stay and bring messages through. So if I do get anything, I'm going to. And one of the first things I'm getting is that some of you watching, you don't feel like a leader. You feel like more of a follower because you're afraid to lead. Some of you have like more of a timid personality and you aren't one to step up. I get it because I was that person myself, introverted and very shy, and I was bullied, and so I wasn't very encouraged to step up. And I'm a lot different now, obviously. I'm on here. I never thought that I would be doing a YouTube channel doing tarot readings. It hadn't crossed my mind. I was like, no way, I'm not going to do that. I'm not an influencer. I'm not really any of those things, but I have a passion for tarot, and I learned it within the past year, and I love it. I love giving any kind of comfort, guidance. If I can send through messages for someone and it can make even just the smallest of differences, then I feel like I've done my part in the world because they want me to share my gifts with the world. And the thing is, you all have gifts as well. Our missions may be different. It just depends. They may be similar. You never know. But we all have gifts to share. And I think that's something that Michael is telling you here with the Emperor card, is that there is a leader inside of all of us, and that we need to learn. We need to step up and learn to take the lead. It doesn't mean we have to be a leader in our jobs necessarily. You could, especially if, like in my own instance, I got tired of the rat race. I got tired of going to the work and living in a, what do you call it? A cubicle village? I don't know what they call it. A cubicle city. I've heard so many different terms for it. We had a barn door in the last one. We had a barn door. Because of COVID, they had to put these sliding doors across the opening of the cubicle. It gave me extra privacy, and it was up high enough. People would walk by and not be able to necessarily look. You'd have to be really tall to walk by and not see in what people are doing or watching me eat my lunch or whatever I was doing in there. But, I like that it was private because I felt like I was comfortable in a safe space, and if anything happened, I would be able to take some shelter and hopefully nobody would find me. you know, 'cause I have to worry about those things these days, you know, in the workplace especially. But I got tired of the rat race. I got tired of showing up, having to get up at 6 a.m. and not having enough sleep and dealing with not living the healthiest lifestyle because I, you know, I couldn't eat properly. I mean, I get up and I'm like, oh, well, I've got to take my meds, but I have to wait 30 minutes, but I've got to get on the road in 30 minutes. So I wasn't having breakfast. I would have to bring a snack or something. And I tried to get healthier snacks, but you just sit there and you work and you eat and you get that secretary spread. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. This means your butt gets wider because you're just sitting down all the time. They gave us desks where you could stand up, but even then I stand for so long and then my back hurts. And so it's like, it's just kind of like back and forth. It's kind of unbalanced. And then they only give you like 2 15-minute breaks in an 8-hour period. And then like you get a 30-minute lunch. It's not healthy for anybody to shovel in food in 30 minutes. That's not healthy at all. They really do need to at least give you an hour so that you have time to like, you know, pick out a nice meal and to eat it and to digest it and maybe take a walk or something because they're just not very healthy with employers these days. It's not healthy. They claim to be healthy and they claim they want to help you with smoking cessation and they do these little things where they get people to walk on their breaks, but it's like, you're not giving us enough time. I mean, a job is still a job, but the problem is it's all about working and making money for the actual company and employees just aren't really cared about that much. Let's be honest here. It's the truth. So, and you get tired of it. And you know what? They're telling you can be your own boss. You can be your own leader. If you want to take control of your life, it's like, well, I already know that. No, well, you know you need to be in control of your life, your personal life, but you can take control of your work life too. And some of you can find a better job, something that has more of a work-life balance and better pay, better benefits, and you know that it's a healthier lifestyle for you. And maybe it has better hours so that you can spend more time with friends and family or more downtime so you can get plenty of rest or just do things that you love to do. Because that's one thing that I hated the most is that I spent most of my time getting up early, commuting, working and commuting. And by the time I got home, that only left this small fraction of time to shower, you know, to make dinner and to maybe read a book or watch TV or visit with people. And then, you know, you also had to go to bed on time if you wanted to get that 7 or 8 hours of sleep that you absolutely need to function. And I never got that. It was always 6 hours or less because it's just like, man, there's not enough time in the day. And there's stuff that they don't allow you to do at work, so you're not getting anything done. In the age of COVID and people working from home, hopefully most of them are getting a lot more done and they have a lot more freedom. And I think people really like it. I wouldn't mind working from home as long as I'm, you know, I know what the hours are and I set my routine and I stick with it. You have to be pretty self-disciplined for that. So that might be the other thing. If you're going to do your own job, work from home, or if you're going to be an entrepreneur, start your own business, no matter what kind of business it is, whether you have to have a storefront or you can work off of a computer. And like I'm doing the Etsy print on demand type of business. Where I work with a company and I create the designs and put them on my Etsy and they take care of the rest. I just have to pay for the basic products but I also, once the designs are on, that's when they add on, I have to pay for shipping and I have to pay for taxes and I forgot what else, wholesale price. But that's why the markup has to be on them because I've got to find a way to even it out and make money back. Otherwise, it's like, oh, I spent this much money on the product, but I didn't get enough back. I'm actually going to be in the negative, right? So business is not easy, but it's something that you have to learn. And I am kind of blindly making my way through. But I love the idea of being my own boss. It is hard work, and it does take a lot of time to get on your feet. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be suddenly popular. And I mean, some people get lucky with that. I don't know how I would, but you know, I try to do cute designs for tarot and crystals and things like that. Anything metaphysical, that's my niche and I like to do it. I've thought about doing things for animals and stuff like that. If you got any ideas or something that you would like to see, like product-wise, please let me know because I'm always looking for that. I'd like to sell my artwork online, but I haven't figured out how to do that either. So I'm still kind of working my way through, like I got to figure out dimensions and sizes. But what I love about it is that this is going to give me a passive income And I'm going to have the freedom to do what I want. I mean, I can make my own hours, and I get paid, and I'm able to pay my bills, and I'll be able to, if I want to stay up late, or I get delayed in something, and I'm like, man, I'm awake, I didn't eat till late, I need to stay up a little bit so I don't get indigestion or whatever, I can stay up and not feel like, oh, I got to go to bed because I got to get up at the crack of dawn. I can sleep in, and I love having my own hours and being my own boss. There is a freedom to it. And I think this is what Michael's message is all about with your life purpose. Be your own leader, be your own boss. And wherever you go, if you do end up working in a specific career, find that career that gives you that freedom where, you're good at what you do, but you have the freedom to take care of yourself financially. You're stable, but you have that work-life balance, hopefully, that you need. And it leads to a more fulfilling life. So hopefully, most of us will get that and maybe work your way up to a better position where you could be more of a supervisor rather than the one underneath. But not everybody wants to be that leader. Some people just want a basic job, but find what works for you. As long as you speak up for yourself, you're the leader of your own life. That's the best thing you can do. And don't be afraid to be a leader in other aspects with friends, family, and relationships where you step up and you learn to assert yourself and communicate as well. Because it's all part of your life. Your life has so much more purpose than just actual working, like a regular job. Your life purpose has a lot to do with human connection and spiritual connections and all kinds of things. So, take that into account. With that, I'm going to go. Raphael, he has advice on healing, and you got the Lover's card. I love this. This is a strong spiritual connection, but for me, the love, again, I'm kind of similar to like one of the last reading that I did, that the lovers it doesn't have to be about a loving relationship. You need love in your life. Love is healing. That is something that I discussed with people recently. And I believe that love itself is just pure healing. Love is the most powerful emotion we have. And it does heal people. I believe it heals ourselves too. And loving ourselves is very important. We love ourselves, we heal ourselves. We love others, we heal them too. And they heal us. I think that the human connection is very, very important. And I think that that's what the Lover's card is about here. Raphael's advice on healing is number one is love. Loving yourself and loving others. But there's two little ghosts in here. It's not always about romance, but it is about love. And love, it can be all-encompassing. And I think it's about human connection and socializing. So part of your healing is like, you want to spend time alone when it's necessary to love yourself, self-care, but you also want that human connection for socializing because everybody needs somebody to talk to. Even if you're just, shooting the shit, you want to meet up with your neighbor for coffee and just chit-chat about life. Sometimes those are the best moments in life when you get to do that. Or meeting up with the girls for dinner and drinks just to catch up on each other's lives and say, how's it going? How's it going with you dating this person? Or how's it going at your job? Or, what about that new hobby you started? Like, how's the, this going or that going? Whatever it is. I'm trying to think of things, but I'm just thinking of like for instance, Sex and the City, when the four ladies would used to get together. They'd get together for brunch and they would discuss what's going on in their life, and they'd give each other advice or just put their opinions out there. Either way, take it or leave it. I mean, it was, but it was healthy for them. And I think that's one thing that having that connection with people that aren't judgmental and will listen to you because you need to be heard. So it's very healing in a lot of ways. So remember that self-care, but also remember, it's caring to be connected to others at times. Just find a healthy balance for you. I think that's a very simple message from Raphael, and you can always ask Raphael to heal you. He's got this, I read up on it once, and what I found that works for me is, asking Raphael to wrap you in green healing energy at night while you sleep. I think it heals you in a lot of different ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If it makes you more comfortable, then I say do it. Everybody has their own way of asking for help or praying or healing. And the archangels are always there to help you. If not, you've got Gaia, you've got goddesses, gods, or everybody believes in something different. I think someone the other day said, fill in the blank. So whatever works for you, works for you. This is just advice that I kind of give because it works for me and I like it, but that's me. So you can take it or leave it if you'd like. But I think it's a very simple message from Raphael. So next we have Ariel. And Ariel is about finances and work. Life purpose kind of covered a lot of things, including work, but sorry, I had to get a drink. Finances and work is going to be important, and finances and work, Ariel's advice over here is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is like meh. Universally, it's the Four of Cups is about rejection. It's about boredom, and it's just like you don't care, you know. But I like my little ghost picture. This is a nice Four of Cups because he's being offered it, but this ghost seems content with what he has. So it might be a lesson in finances and work saying, you know what, if you're making enough money, you know, you don't have to get greedy or keep going for more and more and more and more. You know, you can take what you've got. And that's, you know, if you're content with what you have in life and it makes you happy, then there's no need to pursue more. And some of you may need to. Some of you are content, but you deserve more. So, I mean, it can go either way. I don't view it as being, you know, necessarily bored. Some of this could be like, if you're not making enough money, then you need to pursue that fourth cup. It might be time to go back to school, or you could take a long-term, short-term kind of VOTEC type class, and that could extend your skills. You might need a change of scenery, like a change of job, like not just job, but like what you do. If you've been doing certain things most of your life, then you might want to do something else. That's going to be kind of important. So I'm trying to think, like, I'm getting distracted because there's noise in the background, so I don't know if you could hear that. Sorry about that. But yeah, I was trying to think change of, not like a change of job. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking career change. That's what I'm thinking of. There it is. There's the word. If you've been doing one thing your whole life and you're just like, you know what, I'm burnt out. Maybe it's time to do something else. If you find yourself called to do a different type of work, then maybe follow that lead, follow that pull, and see where it takes you. And, you know, because it may take you to like more fulfilling work, a better pay, better benefits, all of that I talked about with life purpose. Because I really feel like they're kind of intertwined. And Ariel's saying, like, you know, find what makes you happy. And, you know, if you're doing something you really love, find a way to turn your passion into a job, into something where you can make money at it. And you can, like I said, have your own hours, your own pay, be your own boss, that kind of thing. So I think that there's a message there about that. And it's maybe saying don't get too settled with thinking you have to just accept, like, I'm just going to be stuck in this ho-hum job for the rest of my life. You don't have to. It's never too late to make a change, and you're never too old to learn something new or to make changes in your life. So Ariel wants you to know, you know, you can be happy with what you're doing in life. You can make anything work and make it fun. Make it your own. And you can always get more finances if you need that. Whatever is going to bring you the financial security and stability is going to be very important for you. But that cup's right there waiting. So there's opportunities for you. So their advice is that opportunity presents itself. Don't be afraid to take it. Don't feel like you have to stay and settle where you are. It can be nerve-wracking going, I hope they don't find out that I'm looking around. But hey, if you're not happy, do better. Go get better. It's out there. So simple messages from, this is a pretty simple message from Ariel too. It doesn't have to be pretty overly complicated. And so now I'm going to go down again. I'm going to hop over here to Uriel. they're like, what do you need? Their advice on what you need to take action on. Or at least what I thought. So the fate, it's the Wheel of Fortune, the fate card, destiny. But the Wheel of Fortune is about taking chances. So, again, you need to take action on something going on in your life. And this doesn't have to be work related, or it could be taking action with maybe making amends with a family member, or it could be taking action with getting a new job, or finding, making a career change, a transition after all these years, or looking into your spiritual life purpose, or healing. Like, it could be any of the things that we've mentioned so far, or that we're going to mention. The Wheel of Fortune, it just means that it's turning in your favor right now. So it's a good time. If you were thinking about doing something different in your life, or you're like, man, I've been, again, like procrastination. We think, well, we need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We still haven't done it yet, because it's like, not necessarily that we're lazy. It's just, we might be. We might be kind of procrastinating, being a little bit lazy about things because we're not ready, but it's okay. You can do other things. Maybe you weren't ready to take action on whatever it is that you need to take action on, but if there's something that you need to do that you've been contemplating and you've been hesitating about it, Uriel's saying the action is now. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, so run with it. It's forward movement. The wheel's not going backwards right now, so, it's a good thing. For some of you, though, the immediate thing I got was that Uriel's like, no action is needed because you're on your life path. And when you get the Wheel of Fortune, in this case, when it literally says fate, for some of you, you're doing exactly what you need to do right now. There is no action needed because you're aligned by a higher source, like, be it God or goddess, like, the universe is aligning you on a path, and you're just flowing with it. As long as you surrender and flow and you don't resist it, you're going to meet your destiny, your fate. So you're already fated to do something. You don't need to take action on it because the action is already in progress. That's the best way I could put that. So, and that's Uriel's message for some of you. And then, again, I love how simple these are. We're going to go to Azrael, which is the angel of death. And Azrael has advice on what you need to release. When we think of death card, like death and rebirth, releasing old things. It's like shedding an old skin. You're renewed. So Azrael's advice to you on what to release is the 7 of Sticks, or 7 of Wands. And so I think that, look at that. He's content up there on his little cloud. I think that you need to let go of something. Like, some of you are isolating yourselves, and maybe you're upset and you're kind of being defensive about things. It is a card of being defensive, but I think it's a card of distance too. You may be distancing yourself from people, and this could be physical, but this could also be an emotional distance, because maybe somebody said something and you've been sensitive, and it's okay to be sensitive. You have every right to feel the way you feel, but you don't want to stay stuck in that feeling. You want to be able to process it and heal from it somehow. Even if you have to heal yourself without closure, you need to do that. It's time to release it. And there are different ways you can do that. Some ways of dealing, like to release things or to raise your vibrations to where you feel better about things. There's so much song and dance, and I love listening to music. But you can also do writing. I think writing is good. Whether you're just writing, journaling, poetry, you're putting all of your emotions out there. You can write tons on this. You can write a short story for all it matters. If you put it out there under some false name and just make it a story about something, or just writing poetry about like the emotions that were brought up by whatever happened, you can do that without like plainly stating what it was or who it was involved. It's just a way of releasing for you. It's finding an outlet. You can put on the music and dance. Dancing is great. Dancing kind of releases a lot out of your body and it makes you feel good. You loosen up, and I think that's a great way of doing it. Meditation helps. Taking a walk, exercising can help because it can allow your brain, your thoughts to just run while you're running or walking, or, if you're rowing or whatever it is, you can be swimming. That can help a lot too. But we need to close that distance. Don't let it keep you away from everybody else just because don't let one person ruin it for you is what I'm trying to say. Because we tend to want to hide away because we don't want people to hurt us. But just because one did doesn't mean others, are going to do it too. Other people may be much more respectful and understanding. But you got to give them the opportunity to be that. And so you think that you're content sitting up here on your little cloud, hermiting yourself away, being quiet and doing your own thing. It's great. I mean, I love spending time alone. I can amuse myself. I can do whatever I want. Nobody's telling me what to do. And there's nice things about it. I can be independent. But as much as it's contentful, I do miss that human connection. And Raphael said, it's healing to have human connection. So maybe find your tribe, find a support group or spiritual people to talk to. You've got to have a friend you can talk to. If your fight was with a friend, find another friend. Or seek advice from somebody that you trust. Or just tell them hey, I need to be heard. Let me just talk for a while, So, and I think that it will make you feel better, but you can also do some of those other things. You can do artwork and things to express yourself. And it's funny how I talk about this and we go to the next card. So you got to release those old feelings and find a way to process and heal from them. But find what works for you. I mean, therapy was great for me. Some people want to do self-help and some people want to seek professional help, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Stop stigmatizing it. It's helped me a great deal. I even did writing therapy to heal from trauma, and it works. If you want to try it yourself because you don't really want to involve another person knowing all your business like a therapist, then look up writing. Look up writing to heal traumas, or Google is you can Google anything these days, but you might be able to find some exercises or practices that could help you kind of deal with it on your own if you're not a therapy type. There's always a way. So do what's best for you. Learn to release. That's the advice from the angel of death. Azrael's saying, you got to release this, but you're going to find this renewed strength and faith and energy once you do that. You're going to start to feel a lot better, and you're going to want to start to put yourself back out there, and you're going to find yourself again and find yourself happy. But you got to make yourself happy. You got to love yourself first, and that self-love, self-healing is very important. So good luck to those of you having to do that. I've done that. I've had to go through a lot of it in the past year. But even before that, it took years to heal from some of the wounds that I have had from bullying and things like that, where people have been so unkind. So everybody's journey is different, and your choice of modality and how you heal is you. It's up to you, and not everything works for everybody. So, like I said, find what works for you, and good luck. And so lastly, over here, we have Archangel Gabriel, and he's giving you advice on self-expression. And I love this because I've got the Ace of Sticks or Ace of Wands here. And so the Ace of Wands, this is a new opportunity. An opportunity for you to express yourself. But when you talk about self-expression, the first thing that comes to mind is art. He wants you to express yourself through art. And whether that is, singing or listening to music or dance or writing. I missed what art. I was going to say art. Like painting, drawing, anything. Art is subjective. So it can be, you could be doing photography and that's considered art. Anything is considered art. It just depends on what you're doing. And sometimes being amongst nature, I don't know, that's just a way of appreciating things. And they just want you to go out and look at all the beautiful, vivid colors of the world. That's self-expression. They want you to be yourself, to put your personality out there, put your sense of humor out there, speak up for your beliefs, stand your ground, assert yourself. If you feel like you've been wronged or people are violating your respect or boundaries, things like that, assert yourself. you know, what was it that is a Madonna song? Express yourself, I think it is. So express yourself. Don't be afraid. I mean, you know, opinions are like assholes. We all have one. People are not going to always agree with you, and that's okay. Go ahead and express your opinion. I only advise cautionary to express your opinion in a tactful way, be respectful, because, you know, we don't always agree with each other, and I don't always buy what other people are selling, but, you know, they have a right to express themselves. If that's their opinion, great. They're not always going to convince me otherwise, and you're not going to convince them of your side either. You know, and I talk about this, but don't be afraid to be you. So being you, be your authentic self, that's the best thing you can do. And Gabriel is the messenger, so like, whatever your message is as a human being, what your soul, your life purpose, whatever, you know, you have one. You have a soul mission. Everybody's varies. And some people don't have a soul mission. There are people that just learn lessons in life. Like, this life is just for them to learn lessons, and they may have a mission in the next life, or maybe it was in the past life. But if they completed it, then you don't have it anymore. So, but everybody has to learn lessons. So, and part of those lessons, I think, is learning to be our authentic self and learning to just flow and, you know, accept what comes and learn how to handle it appropriately. But don't let yourself get walked on or run over. Make sure you just stand up and be like, no, this is who I am. Please respect me. I respect you. You know, put that loving, giving kindness out into the world. I can't say it enough, people. But make sure you express that, and always express your love. So, really important messages from the Archangels. So here is your Oracle card. Ascendant Oracle says to reflect. I love that. Yeah, a lot of you reflecting on your life purpose, on the job that you have. Oh, I forgot. Hold that thought. I finished the messages and I forgot the middle card. This is how the angels see you guys. Woo, I almost missed that one. The angels see you as the King of Wands or King of Sticks. But the angels see you as somebody who is strong, who is artistic, who is, you do have quite the personality, sense of humor. You're very... some of you, the ones, I think the people that are being described are very fiery and feisty. I want to say feisty. Like, you're probably really good with the snark. I bet you have quite a bit of sarcasm. But you're good at, like, those quips. You're good at puns. You're good at joking around and having a good time. And, you know, you have a warmth about you. I think that you're warm and approachable. The King of Wands can sometimes be, gotta have it your way. I've heard him called the Burger King from another tarot reader. And I love that because it's like, yeah, sometimes the King of Wands can be temperamental, and you might have attitude about things, and, you know, it's all about learning lessons. You got to learn how to react better. Sometimes you don't react the best to things that happen to you, and it can be like a knee-jerk reaction. Rather than, oh, I should think about this or process it and then come back. It's like, no, you get mad like almost immediately. You might blow your top and be kind of easily angered. But the angels are seeing you as somebody who, man, you're like a little firecracker, and they like you, and they know that you're learning, and that you have much to learn still. Life is all about learning lessons, and they see that you're kind of paving your own way. And, like, you know, the King of Sticks has got that little stick there, but there's new growth on the stick with the leaves, and so they know that you are growing spiritually, and you are learning to love yourself, and you're trying not to be so impatient about things, and they see the changes in you. And so they're giving all this advice to you, and this is for the majority. It's not going to apply to all of you. Some of you may get if you get a different vibe from these cards and you know what it means to you, trust in your intuition, okay? But yeah, they see you as, trying to take control of your world. But, you know, I think that's the best way to describe a human is the King of Wands, because the King of Wands is kind of like rash and impatient, and sometimes they do and say the wrong thing. The King of Wands can be a very imperfect person. Out of all the kings, yeah. Probably probably the one that's like, yeah, artistic and fiery. There's a lot of wonderful things about them, but they are probably more human than anything. You know, they do the most human, like imperfect stuff. So, and then the archangels can see you as being an imperfect human being, but they see that you're trying, you put forth effort, that you're learning, and they appreciate you and they love you and they guide you and they're happy with you. Don't worry. They get a kick out of watching humans. So yeah, that being said, I'll go back to the, so the Oracle cards. The Ascendant Oracle is Reflect. This is all about self-reflection. So look back on the things that you need to take action on, the things you need to release, the things you need to express about yourself. Do you need to do any healing and processing? Is it time to make changes in your life so that you can have better finances and you can enjoy the type of work that you do? But mainly following that life purpose. So it's all interconnected. So reflect on that and make the best choices you can for yourself. But always trust that intuition. And I did pull an Archangel card for you because I had to. I love it. And their advice here is a healthy lifestyle. Raphael added a little thing on the healing saying, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. So, I mean, and I agree for the most part. We're not perfect. It's okay to, a little bit of self-care is splurging on yourself sometime. Maybe you want that glass of wine or a piece of cake. That's fine. As long as you're not eating a whole cake like every day, I don't think it's a problem. But yeah, just try to eat healthier and, you know, we are what we eat. And plus, I also notice, like, be careful of where you get your food. And I don't mean that as like, oh, we have to eat vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan for sure. If you are, more power to you. I like my proteins. I love my protein. But, and I can't really have beans and stuff like they say for protein just because it upsets my stomach. And some of us, you know, have issues like that flare if we do eat certain types of foods. But I'm saying, like, I do like to have my greens and things like that. And I don't get adequate sleep. You definitely want to. I noticed when I was sleeping better, I was dreaming more and I was getting more messages that way. A lack of sleep now, I hardly dream at all. And so it's something that I have to work on. And some of you probably have that same issue. So like you don't have to, try to stagger it and get back to sleeping. I'm a night owl. So as long as I can limit myself to go, okay, I'm up late, but I need to go to bed by this time and I can sleep until this time, then it's good. Just make sure you get enough sleep. I would say, like, don't get less than 6 hours if you can. Because at least 6 hours is a pretty powerful nap. It can help. I've had way less than that this week. I took a sleeping pill last night. I still had trouble sleeping because I kept getting woken up. And obviously it doesn't put you in a coma, so that's good. And exercising regularly. I'm not exercising right now. I should be. I was walking a 5K like almost at least 3 times a week, if not every day. I had to slow down because I started overusing my legs and I started getting sciatica and, you know, hip problems, and my legs started stiffening up pretty bad. So I was like, maybe I didn't realize it was overuse, but I do have slip disc in my back now, so that could be part of it. But I was basically told you need to cut back. You know, you don't have to like go crazy and do a 5K every day like I was doing. You know, walking for 30 to 45 minutes a day or finding other things to do in that time. You know, you could do some yoga or Tai Chi, or if you want to go and take a walk, or I think 1 hour twice a week at the gym. I like Orange Theory for that reason. Shout out to Orange Theory here. I wish I could afford to go back. Because I would do twice a week there. It was only in 1 hour, but in that 1 hour, I could burn over 500 calories. I mean, let me tell you, I burned calories big time. And that was through, you know, doing rowing and doing some weightlifting and certain exercises, floor exercises, you know, certain positions and stuff where you could, lifting your legs in the air, doing that core work. And then you would finish off, like I would finish off most of the time on the treadmills because I had a routine that I would do, and I like to do it a certain way because it just worked for me. And I would just be like, man, I'm exhausted. Like everything is sore, but it felt good because I felt like I accomplished something, and I dropped a lot of weight that way. I think I'm closing in on, I think I've lost like 40 pounds now, and it's been wonderful. I had to stop going because at the time I had lost my job and I had savings and I wanted to not sit around on my butt doing nothing. So I decided to start going to the gym and taking care of myself in the downtime. Unfortunately, I ran out of savings and everything, and I had to leave the gym. If I ever get the chance to go back, though, I probably would still do the twice a week, because with this slip disc in my back and a messed up shoulder, like I probably need to take it easy and allow myself to heal between sessions. So, but you can do it. You can go out walking for 30 minutes and it's still better for you than nothing. You know, and some people can just do some simple stretches and yoga in the morning, and, you know, 30 minutes, an hour, that's all you need. You don't really need to do more than that. You don't even have to do it every day, I don't think. I mean, they recommend at least doing something. You can change it up. Changing up your routine always helps you to change your body. It kind of shocks the body and helps it to burn calories and to lose weight. So, let me just say, you know, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a fitness coach or, you know, anything like that. But I'm going off my own experiences and what I've been told by nutritionists, what I've been told, you know, having worked out at the gym and how they ran things. It's like, it really was helpful to me. So, you know, go to your doctor, your nutritionist, or go to, and not to say you have to go, you don't have to, but I recommend it if you are wanting to make changes like that physically, finding out what you can and can't eat. And I really noticed, for me personally, it doesn't work for everybody, but taking in less calories has been a huge part of my weight loss. Because I'm not exercising and I'm still losing weight. Part of that's from medication too. I didn't know that was going to be a big side effect, but it was, and I'm fine with it. But I would like to get out and start walking again, because walking is also that meditation, and you can get a lot of messages that way. It can be very healing for you to like move your body. So let's take Archangel Raphael's advice on that. All of us, myself included. He knows what he's talking about. And, you know, you can ask him for that healing green energy to, like, I ask him to wrap my body in it when I sleep. And, you know, I feel better when I get up. The same thing goes for, like, Michael. Sometimes I call in Michael, and if and being someone who's intuitive, sometimes there's things around the house, like you get this feeling like, am I being watched? There's some kind of entity here. You know, it doesn't really bother me, but I woke up with something talking to me in my head. And then this sounds crazy, but it's not. I was sleeping one night, and I kind of came to, and I heard a voice talking to me, telling me it was watching me, and it was like a male voice. It kind of sounded like Slytherin or something. It was creepy, but it made me mad. I'm like, whatever, dude. And I rolled over and went back to sleep, because it tells you I don't give a crap about it. But then when I woke up later that morning, I was like, wait a minute, did I really hear that it all came back to me, and I got mad, and I went in there and like, get the hell out of my house. You're not welcome here. And don't even give me that crap about you watching me. Please, get out of here. You don't own me. But I asked the Archangel Michael to come in, and he has this beautiful violet energy, like this purplish. I do believe he's like got a purple flaming sword. Some people have seen it. I don't know. I'm not very visual with the angels as much as I just sense that they're here, because I'm a sensitive like that. But I asked him to come in, and I asked him to use that that beautiful violet energy to sweep the house, and to make sure that anything that is not welcome here is not high vibrational, you know, of God, or, you know, of the positive parts of the universe anyway, that it be removed. And so he does, and then I asked him to protect and watch over the house, and like just blanket it. I'd tell him personally to blanket the house with that beautiful energy, and to protect it, and so it's not seen by, you know, whatever's out there that wants to come and bug me or harm me or whatever, because that's annoying. I did get confirmation that whatever it was, I went to an event that night on Zoom about meeting your guides, and I said, you know, I got a question from my guides, like, you know, this thing happened to me this morning, and this thing was in my head was watching me. I asked for it to be removed. Do you know if it's still around? And the lady confirmed. She's like, nope, they told me they took care of it. I'm like, yes, it never did come back. Never have had it happen again. So, like, you know, there really is power in prayer, power in asking the archangels for help. You are divinely protected. So, you know, if you ever experience something, you can call on them to come and protect you. Michael is very good at protecting. Raphael is good at healing. Uriel, I think he I say he, they, she, they, I don't know how they're represented. But they are, supposedly they have a sword of fire or something, I think. If I could be wrong, but they represent the truth. I think that they are supposed to guard the Garden of Eden, if I remember right. But a lot of people have different takes, so I could be wrong as well. I know I read up some of that, but everybody's going to either agree or disagree on that. And so the angel of death can help you too with things. It just depends. You can look it up. Like Gabriel he's the messenger. So if you need to get a message across somewhere, you can call on him and talk to him about that. And like Ariel, apparently his finances and work. If I remember right, Haniel, I think, was dealing with love and relationships. And, there's another, what is his name? I forgot the name. I'm so sorry. There's one, the Archangel of Justice, Raguel. I call in Raguel because he can balance those scales and he can bring justice to a situation. So I call him in sometimes. He can also help out in relationships. It just depends. They all help out in one way or the other. They have things they're known for, but they can do basically anything, you know. They can help do a lot of different things, and that's great. Azrael, I think there's a few of them that deal with death and dying, but they can also help you with communication, like with medium, with spirits, or Azrael, I think, can help you with dreams. I think they can help you with some type of dreams if you're wishing to connect spiritually. So there's a lot of different ones. Like they all have different things they can do. So feel free to call on them. And then for your Starseed Oracle, I pulled Whale and Orca Elders, Share Your Song, Frequency of Sound, and Diving Deep. It's funny because I got a message from the whales one time at an event. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that existed. I'm still learning, guys. There's so much out there that we don't know. And it kind of sounds kind of out there, but then again, so do most things. So I just flow with it. But they want, the whales have that specific noises that they make and how they communicate. That sonar, kind of, I love that. It can be really eerie, but it can be really beautiful too. But it says share your song. So that advice is about, I think that's more about self-expression. Goes along with what Gabriel was saying, like, express yourself, share your song, speak up. And then there's frequency of sound. So it's also talking about express yourself, but also, listening. How often, what messages are you getting, and are you getting them? The more and more you hear the same message, pay attention to that, because if you ignore it, it's just going to keep repeating. So pay attention. And diving deep is a lot about that reflection. Again, we're back to reflection. And so it's kind of interesting. Your color card is number 13, which is chocolate. I love chocolate. Nourish your body and soul. I think that goes along with the healthy lifestyle. You're nourishing your body and your soul. So I think it's a lot about spiritual connection. Do what's healthy for your body. If it's exercise, if it's yoga, meditation, that kind of thing. Some people do singing bowls or tuning forks and sound baths and things like that. So educate yourself and learn what these things are. They're all forms of healing. They're forms of meditation. They're forms of, or just different ways of helping yourself diving deep, having a deeper connection spiritually. And it helps with your growth. So do that. 13 reduces to 4 stability. So that'll help you find that stability you're looking for. Nourishing your body and soul and feeding what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. And that'll go far for your life purpose and finding healthier work and finances, a healthier way to get those things. So you will find that stability. And then for a funny card, I let them pull a funny card and I love it. It says the chakras loaded and ready. Zen as fuck. I love that. So find that inner peace and, meditate on it, sleep on it. Just go with the flow, guys. I hope that was helpful advice from the Archangels. Until next time, bye, guys.